Okay, we're going to make this very simple vehicle right here. It's only going to be about 2 inches in length. So to begin the part, what you want to do is extrude the body. And we're going to do this in inches. So let's go down here to the lower right-hand side and make sure it says inches down here, IPS. Let's begin with the extrude under features, extrude. We're going to select the front plane for that and then draw a dotted line rectangle. Let's make it a center rectangle. It's 2 inches in length. So that way it'll kind of define the shape or the limiting size of our vehicle. Let's make those a construction lines so that those are dotted and not real lines or real parts of the vehicle. Green check mark makes that happen. And then we're going to go up here and make that one about 2 inches. And we can leave this other one at its length right there, or we can go ahead and say that that's going to be 1 inch. What we need to do is to draw the profile of the vehicle. And so to do that, what we're going to do is go over here to the line tool. And let's just start back over this way and make a general shape like so. This is going to be like the tail end of it, the back window, the roof, the front windshield, maybe more of the hood, then down to a point like this. And I guess it's going to cut in a little bit like this, perhaps. And it doesn't look that great. I'm going to go down here to this long line here and then double click for the end. So what you can do is after you have that done, you should be able to select these dots and move them around. Now it looks like it's trying to draw a new line. So I'm going to hit escape. And now I'm going to see if I can move these lines around like this until I really get the shape that I want. So let me pause recording just for a moment so I can get all of these dots in the right shape for the vehicle I want to design. So there is my basic shape here. And I suppose I could take this square that I started off with right here and delete it, but I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, now I have a modified sketch and I'm going to try to extrude that. So let's go like that. I'm going to hold the middle mouse down and kind of orbit around like this. And I'm going to move about 0.45 inches out in my extrude. And I'm going to do it in both directions. So I'm also going to select direction 2 like that because that's a pretty thin car. Let's go 0.45 in the other direction as well. Okay, if that looks a little too wide for you, you can always go back to 0.4. Looks a little bit better. And let's click OK to that and then rotate around. Let's put some windows in there. You can either make windows and paint them black, or you can make a cut. So let's do an extrude cut on this surface and just a simple shape of the window right here. And we'll extrude that one all the way through, extrude cut. Okay, that's going to be right here. And I'm going to orbit around it. You can see it only cuts a little bit through there. So I'm going to say, well, half the way through. So I'm going to say 0.8. So it goes all the way through, green check mark. And now we got one window in there. And we can also do the back window in the same way, of course. I'm gonna leave it just like that and let you put as much detail as you want to on it a little bit later. But now let's make the wheel wells, and that's gonna be, down here. It looks like my vehicle's a little bit too tall, so we could do like a plane at the bottom and then cut it up if you want to, but I'm just gonna keep what I have here and let you modify as you want to. So let's make a cut for the wheel well right here. We're gonna select that surface and maybe just put a dotted line to kind of show where the wheel center is going to be. I'm going to put that at 180 degrees. We'll put one wheel right here and one over there. You can just eyeball it. That's my the place where my axis is going to be. I think I'm going to make that one about 0.4 inches in diameter. 0.4. This is going to be where the hole is. I guess I could go ahead and do this one too. And we can be really careful about these positions, but I'm just going to be just kind of, well, that's probably a little bit too big. But you can go crazy with this vehicle if you want to. Make it a monster vehicle, I suppose. But I'm going to keep mine at the same wheel depths on this one and the diameters. So let's go over here to the cut like this, rotate around. I don't think we really want to cut all the way through like that. Let's just cut in maybe 0.1, and let's just see if that's good enough for what we want to do. And green check mark right there. And you can see that that's pretty good for what we want to do. You can do the other side as well. But let's put some tires in there, and we can also paint the vehicle and the tires in just a moment too. All right, so then come in here to sketch. And now, oh, you know what we should do is make it extrude. So we're going to extrude the wheels out from this position right there. So we got like that. And then I kind of hover over this to find the center there. And you can just make this arbitrary size and then dimension it a little bit. How about like 0.35? Is that going to be too close to the, let's see, if we exit sketch, is that going to be too close to the, it's pretty close in there, I guess. That's all right. And which way are we extruding that? It looks like it's doing that pretty well. Let's have the wheel stick out just a little bit, like 0.12, like that. And we'll do the other one as well. So again, what we do is we say want to extrude the wheel out from this position right here. So we want to find the center of this. I think if you hover over it like that, it lets you know when you're at the center. I can't remember what radius I used. Was it 3.8? Looks like it was, no, I don't know. 0.32. Okay. And what we can do is if we don't remember those dimensions, is you can come back, to the sketch down here. Okay, so there's the extrude cut right there. And what you can do, see if I can slide back over this way, is you can click on the sketch and then say, well, I guess we have to close this one first. And we'll go ahead and extrude that out as well. Come back over here to this one, and you can see that this outer one is 0.4. And then this one right here, going into this one, is 0.35. Should have remembered that one. That one's 0.32. So I just double click on it, make it the same, 0.35. It's getting a little bit difficult to see, the difference between the wheel and the tire. So we're going to paint these. I'm going to paint them first and then put some curves on here to make it look a little bit more aerodynamic. Or, what I could do is paint it first and then make it more aerodynamic. Go ahead and put like a hub in there as well, like just recess that a little bit. We can put some chrome hubs on there if you want to. For now, I'm just going to go up here to my colors and I'm going to select rubber, and then I'm going to select this. I'm just going to drag it over to the part. Now, what I really have to do is cancel out of that, is find out which one of these is my wheels. And it's going to be the last two. So just drag it down here. And we're going to make that a rubber tire there, and that a rubber tire right there. Oh, I guess I didn't hover over it properly. Let me try it one more time. All right, so now I got the tires right there, and I want to do that on the other side as well. And we can add a lot more detail, but I'm just going to finalize this video and let you do detail on your own by putting some curves in here. So we want to go up here to fillet, and let's just select the tire first and put a little bit of curvature on there. So that way it's not just, like a sharp edge here. It looks a little bit more realistic. You can see I'm doing a 0.02 inch radius of curvature on those two things. And so if I do that and maybe take a closer look at it, you can see that it did put a curvature on that wheel like that. We can do it on the inside as well. And if you want to paint that black, you could. You can see down here at fillet, I got two of them. I could maybe make them a textured rubber, just a little bit different, so maybe they stand out. And you can see that maybe there's a little bit difference in radius right there. And if we 3D print this one, it's certainly going to show up that way. So the next thing we can do is make, the underside of this vehicle a little bit more curved. And I think it's going to need a lot of curvature. So I'm going to put maybe 0.2 inches, or is that too much? And what we can do is kind of orbit to the side and see, well, that might be a little bit too much. We can preview it like so and say, well, maybe that's all right, doesn't look too bad. So now we're starting to add some, more aerodynamics to it. Next thing you want to do is select, along this edge, and let's put a much smaller radius of curvature on this one. How about 0.02? Maybe, I'm not sure. So I'm going to select that and then go here It's going to give me a little bit of a preview of what that looks like. And sometimes it'll select the whole thing. Sometimes you have to kind of select a few and then walk your way back. And, that's all right, I suppose, but I wonder if I can go just a little bit more on that. Now, if I go crazy and do 0.1, it might not like that at all. Yeah, it doesn't seem to like that one at all. I'll come back and do 0.03. No, that was going to be certainly too big. 0.03, like that. And anyway, it's not liking any of those things. So what I can do is just X out of that right there and maybe just select one of these to go with, or maybe just right along that edge right there. And you can see that it's putting a big curve on there. And we could certainly do that, we can do it on both sides just to see how it looks. Now it's trying to do too much there. It looks like it was trying to do a face there. So let me just do the two edges. It's a curve right there. And if it gives you some trouble, you can just say, do one at a time like that. And I put way too much curvature on that. So you can hit Control Z and work your way out of that. So let's just do a moderate size of the fillet down here. I'm going to put 0.05. And it looks a little bit more manageable. I'm going to go along there. I'm going to go along here, right there. And let's see if I can click over here on the backside. And I don't want to get too crazy with it because it'll start to give me errors if I try to do too much. It looks like it's okay right there. Okay. So I'm going to give it a little bit more curvature. You could certainly give it a lot more than that. I wonder if I can just go in here and just give it a lot. So you can go down here and say edit feature. And you can see right here where I did the 0.05, I can maybe try 0.08 to add some more, curves to it like that. I wonder if it'll let me do 0.1 now. It'll cut into the window a little bit, but that was just a placeholder anyway. Okay, I didn't like that close cut, probably because of the window. So I'll just go back and do the 0.8. See if it'll accept that. Okay, and then finally what we can do is add some color to this, and we certainly want to make it curved on both sides. But let's go get some color, and I'll let you do as much detail as you want on your own. Let's go over here to solid, and then grab red. And we want to put it on our first place where we started, which was the big block right there. But you'll also need to grab the red and put it on each of these fillets. So not the wheel necessarily, but certainly down here on, not that fillet there, but probably these last two at the bottom. And it looks like it actually did okay. Okay, and you can put white stripes on there and things like that, but this is a good start. Add as much detail as you like, and then save this one, and we'll try to 3D print it. All right, good luck.